Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Tyson Fury continues to tell the truth, at least when it comes to why he would rather fight Anthony Joshua as opposed to honoring his rematch clause and facing Deontay Wilder in the third fight. Now, I reported about a week ago that Tyson Fury had said following the second fight that Deontay Wilder is still more dangerous of an opponent than Anthony Joshua. But remember, he said that a while ago. Well, you fast forward to present day and he doubles down and he says it again. He says that Anthony Joshua is the easiest opponent for him because he is tailor-made. Matter of fact, let me quote what he said. He says, the easiest opponent I think would be Anthony Joshua just because he's tailor-made for me. If ever I could build a perfect opponent, I'd be building him, end quote. The most interesting thing about Tyson Fury saying this is I tell you all the time, you could throw the truth in a jail cell. You could throw away the key and that truth is going to find a way to break free. The truth will always come to light, guys. And the fact that you hear Tyson Fury saying this, it completely contradicts everyone who's defending him. Because usually that's the main defense that Tyson Fury fans will use. They'll use that as a deflection tactic instead of talking about why Tyson Fury's right glove looks the way it does or why his left glove looked the way it did in the first fight. Instead of them talking about any of that, or why won't Tyson Fury just honor the rematch clause and take the third fight, they always pull the Deontay Wilder is garbage card. He's a bum. He doesn't know how to fight. You guys can't even get the guy that you're defending to agree with you. That's how powerful the truth is. That's the reason why you can't just make things up. You can't just say things based off of your personal emotions, because every time you do that, at least the majority of times, it will blow up in your face, like these excuses you guys continue to make. So who are you guys arguing with when you say he's a bum? Are you arguing with Tyson Fury? Because apparently Tyson is confirming and corroborating everything you've heard me say in terms of why Tyson Fury would rather fight Anthony Joshua instead of fighting them both. The funny thing is, you have never heard me say Wilder is going to kick Tyson Fury's ass and Wilder is so much better than Tyson Fury and Tyson Fury is really garbage. He's this and he's that. You've never heard me talk like that. The only thing you have heard me say is Tyson Fury, he has cheated, and Deontay Wilder is pushing for the third fight. And why? Why doesn't Tyson Fury want the third fight? And it was Tyson Fury that came out and answered those questions, which was a rhetorical question from the beginning. But it's just so crazy because even though I never said any of those things that I just said a minute ago, and fans would still fill up the comment section, oh, you black bastards think Deontay Wilder is so good and he's so great, etc., and all these racist things they start saying, right? But the question is, why aren't you asking Tyson Fury? Why does he think Deontay Wilder is so great? What makes Deontay Wilder so dangerous, etc.? And who you think we're going to listen to? These fans that have never been in the ring with Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury? So from this point on, since Tyson Fury has corrected you when it comes to calling Deontay Wilder a complete bum that doesn't know how to fight, it's time for you guys to start sending Tyson Fury these messages. Hell, you should be sending him messages convincing him to take the Wilder fight because it's such an easy fight that Tyson Fury will win. I mean, really convince him to take the fight. Tell him, Tyson, that guy is garbage. Why wouldn't you pick up that big, huge payday? Why wouldn't you pick up another $20, $30 million to knock this bum out so easily? And then go make another 30 million or 50 million or whatever against Anthony Joshua. Hell, you fight Deontay Wilder a third time and then fight Anthony Joshua 2 times, you're gonna make over $100 million in a year. That's what you guys should be telling him. So there's no reason for you guys to be in the comment section telling me something that Tyson Fury himself doesn't even believe. I mean, who are you trying to convince, yourself? So anyway, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, they're still in mediations because Wilder is enforcing the third fight. It'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, it's already been about, 2 weeks? And we have gotten a little bit of an update. The fact that Tyson Fury had to postpone this fight, which is most likely, obviously, because of the mediation process. So things are already going in Deontay Wilder's favor. But I have a huge feeling that Tyson Fury, he's going to desperately try to at least ask for a tune-up fight before he gets in the ring with Deontay Wilder a third time. And like I told you guys before, it would make absolutely no sense for Deontay Wilder to give this man Tyson Fury extra time. You would think if anyone wanted extra time, it would be Deontay Wilder, the man who lost the fight, not the man who won the fight. Why would the man who won the fight need a tune-up? And that's the reason why Deontay Wilder should not give Tyson Fury what he wants. He should force him to get in the ring next. No tune-up bouts, no more delays. And let me just say this to close out. I keep telling you guys, it's only natural. Of course, I'm going to root for my country, just like I would root for my country if I were watching the Olympics. So of course, I'm going to be rooting for Deontay Wilder naturally. But at the same time, I know that there's a big risk. There's a very big chance that Deontay Wilder can lose this fight. But I still want to watch the fight because I want to know who truly is better out of the two. Who's going to be the best when Tyson Fury cannot cheat anymore? If Tyson Fury is still good enough to beat Deontay Wilder, then so be it. But I still want to watch the fight. And that's the problem with a lot of fans and old media today. Whenever they feel the black fighter has a really good chance to win, they don't even want to watch the fight anymore. And that's what's starting to happen when it comes to the Wilder versus Tyson Fury situation. Because they keep looking at all the evidence that new media has provided that would make a person, even if you are the biggest Tyson Fury fan, you would have to say in your heart. You don't have to say it on the internet or in front of your friends, but you would have to at least say in your heart, I gotta be honest, that does look pretty suspicious. And that is the exact reason why they don't want to see this third fight again. Because they feel, forget that. If my guy is gonna lose or even has a chance of losing, I don't wanna watch the fight. And that's the difference between you guys and real boxing fans. See, you guys are race fans. Real boxing fans are like me. Even if the guy you're rooting for is going to lose, you still want to see the fight. Now, see, if your soccer team or your football team or your basketball team was going to the finals, you're not going to say, oh man, I don't want to watch the finals this year because my team may lose. You're not going to say that because there is no type of emotional attachment, at least not on the level of boxing. Because boxing is more of a tribal sport. Because boxing is all about race, nationality, and pride. And that's why any person would rather see their basketball or soccer team lose before they see one of their countrymen or one of the guys they're rooting for lose or get knocked out in a man-to-man fight, especially if they're losing to a black fighter. That's the reality of the situation. And the comments that you read in the comment section will prove everything that I'm telling you guys. Matter of fact, speaking of race, nationality, and pride, I got another Tyson Fury Wilder video that I'm working on where I'm going to show you the comments from people defending Tyson Fury to prove that this is all about race to them. It has always been all about race. And what makes this so ironic is when even Tyson Fury himself, after he beat Deontay Wilder, he played a song, Bye Bye American Pie. He didn't make it racial when he said that. He was saying, we beat the American. But the funny thing is, even American fans or people that live in America, they don't look at it that way. They look at it as the black guy, he got his ass whooped. This is how a lot of non-black fans look at it. And once again, don't worry, I'm going to show you guys the comments to prove everything that I'm telling you. Now, one thing I did forget to mention when I talked about Tyson Fury and I said he didn't make it racial. Now, he did have someone in his corner that made it racial, because as he was doing his post-fight interview, there was a guy who threw up a Hitler sign, like a Hitler salute, as Tyson Fury was talking. I had the clip of it on my computer for quite some time, but now I can't find it. Anyway, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna play it for you guys eventually. But yeah, he threw up a Hitler salute as Tyson Fury was doing this post-fight interview. So even though Tyson didn't say anything racist or racial in this post-fight interview, his corner and his team, they let us all know what time it was. Now, and I'm gonna keep making this point because I want everyone to hear it. You know, I was doing some YouTube binging, and I was watching an interview where a white reporter, he was talking about his interview that he did with Malcolm X. And he said, you know, as many times as Malcolm X called white people devils, he said, I don't know why, but it never bothered me. I never felt offended because I never felt he was talking about me directly, because I know that I'm not a racist. I felt he was talking about those racist white people. So it never bothered me when he called white people devils. So my point is, the only people that get offended are the racist people that I'm talking about. If you're not one of the racists, then you have no reason to be offended. I mean, if I start talking about saving the trees or we need to make sure everyone has clean water, you're not going to care if I talk about that. That's not going to bother you. You know why it doesn't bother you? Because it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. But if I start talking about racist people, that makes you uncomfortable if you're a racist. That's how it works. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
You're waxing.
Okay,
sorry.
you walk first.
Sorry, now speak me.
You're watching.
What's going on, guys? You know, I've always wanted to find a second source of income. And I've always wanted to learn about stocks and trades because I've heard so much good stuff about it. So I finally found a way to do it. And now I'm learning from 6, 7, 8-figure traders. So not only am I learning from them, but the most important thing is I get to copy their trade. So I get to earn while I learn. Now, if you want the full details, click on the link below, so you can learn while you copy and paste their trades. And just understand this, guys, just by watching the video, you're doing a great job of supporting my channel, and I appreciate it. And the craziest thing about doing this trading is you can do it anywhere. All you need is an internet connection, and you can do it just with your phone. So if you want to learn how to make a second income alongside me without having to pitch, sell, or recruit, go ahead and click on the link below, and I'll see you inside.
You know, I always say on this channel, pay-per-view fights should actually be free. And now the day has come where I'm about to hook you up with an app where you can watch all your pay-per-view events, boxing, UFC, etc. for free. I want to introduce Block TV, the best internet streaming television app out there. They provide over 3,600 channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Starz. They have a massive video on demand library with over 40,000 of the new release movies and the latest TV series. And it also includes DVR. So you're getting all of this for $34.99 a month. And once again, that includes free pay-per-view. So this one right here is a no-brainer, guys, because back in Las Vegas, I was paying damn near $200 a month for my cable. Those days are long gone now. So to get the app, make sure you guys go over to getblocktv.com and put in my promo code and get 30% off your first month. You also get a free month for every friend you refer. The promo code is DBNation.